How much inventory should I hold? One of the principles of supply of goods to a market is that companies hold enough stock to satisfy customer demand, without holding too much. So intuitively, just the right quantities of stock to satisfy demand will minimise cost. However, when dealing with thousands of stock keeping units, the art of balancing demand with supply is intricate. It becomes even more complex when multiple storage facilities are used, and customer service times are short or vary according to the critical nature of products. The best way to understand how much stock you should have is to determine how much it costs you. As a guide, inventory costs vary from 2.4 to 16% of sales revenue. You might like to check your costs before embarking on a cost reduction exercise. In your endeavour to reduce costs, it's important to understand what are the typical costs involved. Well, here are the areas that you should examine. Facility costs. These are holding costs which include rental, mobile and static equipment, utilities and compliance costs. For example, for dangerous goods or pharmaceutical products. Human capital. This is the cost of labour to manage stock. For example, moving it, handling it and counting it. Finance costs. When capital is invested in inventory, the cost of finance is interest, or the lost opportunity of vesting capital elsewhere. Management costs. These are white-collar personnel and information technology charges. Procurement costs. These relate to the cost of purchasing, including inbound transport. Inventory turnover. As a rule of thumb, the faster the stock turns over, the less it will cost you to hold. However, stock turns in some businesses, such as spare parts, will be very low, say 1 to 3 times per annum, whereas stock turns in a fast-moving consumer goods business can be as high as 20 to 30 times per annum. Regardless, increasing stock turns for any business to an optimal level is beneficial. Stock accuracy. If stock records are wrong, vast amounts of time and expense can be wasted sorting them out. Ideally, stock accuracy should be 98% or better. This means that 98 times out of 100, the stock on system actually matches the stock in the storage bin. Lower percentages are always linked to higher operating costs. Pillage and ullage. Unfortunately, theft occurs, as does unexplained stock losses and damage. The cost of these must be factored into your analysis. Service levels. Too rigid or a single service level approach can cost dearly. Companies that will offer goods supplied anywhere, anytime, in any quantity, at the fastest delivery time possible, will have higher levels of stock than those who offer a service level specifically tailored to customer needs. So, in all of this, what is the solution? Know thy customer service levels well. And note, levels are plural. Smart companies segment their supply to 3 service classes. Critical goods. These are products that are needed quickly, such as for medical or emergency. Non-critical goods. These are products needed within a reasonable time frame, but are not necessarily urgent, such as computers, household white goods, and building materials. Scheduled delivery. These are goods which can be built or customised for particular customers and delivered according to agreed delivery times. This applies to some technology products and also furniture. A further delineation may be made between retail, wholesale, or end-user customers. In any case, it pays to start with a good understanding of customer needs before advancing to the next stage. Now that you know the inventory cost drivers, what are some of the strategies that can be used to better manage inventory? Here are just a couple. Firstly, vendor-managed inventory. Some companies involved in manufacturing integration or assembly rely on their vendors to manage their own stock until the goods are actually used on the production line. Under this arrangement, the manufacturer doesn't have to carry any stock and only pays for the stock when used. This strategy can save the manufacturer money, but can consequently load certain costs upon vendors. This apparent misalignment of costs between manufacturer and the supplier is beneficial to end customers, as the total cost to supply in fact becomes lower. Another strategy is postponement logistics. This is common to many international manufacturers, and it's the process of postponing final assembly of goods until demanded in the offshore market where they will be sold. This enables efficient storage of a smaller range of goods while offering a fast response time to the designated market. It has been used in the fashion industry to good effect, and also in industries such as appliances, computers, and gaming. With a large number of companies moving manufacturing offshore to South and Northeast Asia, postponement is becoming more common and feasible for smaller markets such as Australia. So, from what I have covered in this session, you will be aware that inventory management is a challenging and inexact science, which should be approached carefully to ensure full understanding and application of the most appropriate supply chain strategy. I wish you every success as you scrutinise this important aspect of your business.